Hello, everyone. Before we get into this episode, Sam and I, special guest here, got into the main, then we did the bonus. We really enjoyed the bonus episode that we do for exclusively Patreon members, but we liked it so much that we wanted to include it at the end of this episode. So that's why this one is so long. It's got the main and the bonus. So enjoy that. And you know, we do this every time. We always go into a bonus episode, Veronika and I. If you want more like what you hear at the end of this, you can head to the Patreon link in the bio and you'll get all those bonus episodes. So enjoy this episode.
Please.
Well, everybody, this looks a little different. I got someone different on my left, don't I? We're going to get right to it. Veronika's not here today. Veronika could not make it. She is in a meeting and she can't be here. But man, do we have someone else to fucking take her place. Sam Gellaitry, everybody. Is that how you say it? Sam Gellaitry?
That was perfect, lad.
It's Gellaitry.
Yeah.
Guys, welcome Sam Gellaitry to the podcast.
Hello, how are you doing?
What's up, man? What's up?
I'm chilling, man.
What are you doing here?
This is her seat, right?
That's where she sits,
I'm fine to
man.
be here, this is fine?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet, I'm good.
It's
Comfy?
like, it's a seat, it's a big seat to fill.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
I'm scared, man, I'm scared.
It's okay. This is the first ever episode where we don't have Veronika. And to be honest, we're going to have to...
You have to pick it up.
We're going to really have to carry our own.
I know,
here.
man, I'm really, very frightened right now, you know?
We're really going to have to carry our own.
Lads, take over.
Sam, you are... Give the people, if you had to say like your little elevator pitch about yourself, who are you?
Elevator pitch.
What do you do?
I'm Sam. I grew up in Scotland. I make music.
That's it.
Yeah, it's a quick.
Have you ever done a podcast before or no?
Never done it. I'm rusty, man. I'm like,
you don't have to do anything.
Straight in the deep end.
No. It's really chill. We're just gonna.
I like it though. I like it.
Chat and have a good time. We were talking before. Sam and I
genuinely don't do well with elevator pitches either.
Me neither.
Yeah,
I'm really bad at that.
I just get off the first floor.
If somebody asks me what I do, if I'm meeting someone for the first time, and they're like, "What do you do?" I just never know what to say.
It kind of brings me back to like presentations at school where I'd purposely stay off school for. Yeah. I can't do it.
Which
is odd considering certain things in my life where it's
yeah, for sure.
in the front.
But you also, okay, brief background, or actually people can look it up. Which we were just saying over in the other room, Michael and I, me and my collective group of friends in college, we all went to school for music. We were all trying to do music production. This was at the time that Selection was huge on fucking SoundCloud and everybody was listening to that. And you were like you were baby Selection.
Very much so, man. Yeah.
You were a kid.
Yeah, they got me when I was 17, so.
Yeah. When does high school stop in
Well, I left.
You left?
Yeah, it's a funny story, man. So I was... Basically, everyone around me at school was like, university, like this, let's run it, this. Seen a lot of people like sacrificing like free time for studying and all the rest of it. I was fine at school up until that point where it was like, right, your life's about to begin kind of thing, like you need to buckle down and all that stuff. And I started making music when I was 12, so like a bit earlier than that sampling, but on like composing, I was doing it when I was 12. So it was always taking up my free time and like kind of like the scales just shifted, so that became a focus for me. But I remember doing my higher education stuff. I dropped each subject like one by one. One of my subjects was cake decorating when everyone else was like grinding hiring
Yeah,
list to
yeah.
do some mad stuff. I was decorating cakes and all that. So I wasn't really taking it seriously.
Like shoes, like sneakers.
cakes,
Kick.
cakes,
Cake.
cakes, baking cakes and decorating.
Decorating. I think you said kicks.
No, it's a real. You need that on your CV, bro. It's
You do.
important.
Especially over in, the Great British Bake Off, you know?
That was my backup too.
Yeah?
If my music wasn't taking off, I used to say,
You're going to make cakes.
I'm going to be a baker, yeah.
Nice.
But
You still bake?
Thankfully, no. that was a one-off. Like,
Maybe you can...
might bring it back, bro. That'd be good. Similarities, like ingredients and cooking up.
They call it both cooking. It's both cooking when you're making music and when you're making food.
Yeah, I need to get back on it. But I also used to be overweight at school. And I used to have really long hair. And I remember one day I just shaved it all off.
You were just like, I'm done.
Because when I was out of school, I'd wear hats and my hair was just like really long. It was like kind of like Justin Bieber, like.
Well, everybody did that. Yeah.
Back then. Shaved it all off. And then I couldn't go back to school pretty much after then. So I basically dropped out. I was 16 because I was scared to not wear my hat. It was so dumb. And then I left and then I did college for a year, 16, 17. And then that summer hit. That was literally it. That's when I basically got 1.2 million plays on all these tracks. It wasn't just one, it was like all of them in a month in July. So the college year just finished and then that happened. And then that following month I was in London doing my first show with Selection, which was mental.
Crazy.
Very crazy.
What a time. I was in my dorm room with my roommate Dylan, with Michael, with everyone, listening to all of that. Like I would listen to, I think even maybe it was just because of the thumbnail for that song Childhood. The little like picture is like.
Was it in the plane?
Yeah, it was in a plane. So I used to like.
I took that for, yeah.
I used to like sit on the plane.
And listen to that one?
Yeah, when I would like go home
mad.
from like to and from Cincinnati in school. I'd like look out the window thinking I was in a fucking music video listening to that song.
Love that, bro. That's important.
Trying my best to make something that sounded remotely good, like compared to that. Anyway, I don't know.
We should play it under the video right now.
We can't. Well, actually, we might be able to play that one.
The one that you're talking. No, one of your ones.
Oh no, I don't even know where that is. I've lost a lot of my.
I've lost some bits as well.
A lot of my old stuff. Thank God, because it was no good, dude. I didn't start until like for whatever reason I decided it was a good idea to go to school for music. When I didn't start, I didn't have a DAW. For people who don't know, that's a digital audio workstation. It's where you actually make the beats, guys. I didn't have one.
Music comes to life.
Until the summer before college.
What did you use?
After I had signed up. I was using Mixcraft. Do you know Mixcraft?
That rings a bell, bro.
It's like an old, I think Microsoft makes it.
Mixcraft.
I've
heard of
5.
it. Yeah.
Terrible. And I was making mashups.
Oh, sick. I had a similar thing like that.
That was my thing.
When I was super young.
And I went to school for it and like learned Logic in my freshman year of college.
Yeah.
And so, there's this fucking 16-year-old, 17-year-old kid that I'm hearing on SoundCloud. And I'm trying to figure out how to make my claps sound better.
I still use that certain pack as well.
But that's all. So you're here, you're in New York because, so Sam has, okay, also, let's take it back a little bit. Most of that stuff that I was listening to, I would say actually all of it, is instrumental. Mm-hmm. And relatively recently, you decided to lend your voice to these tracks.
Yeah. That's basically because I was listening to strictly instrumental music at the time. So I was kind of just emulating what I was interested in. And then gradually I got into more... I actually came from producers that would sing on their own stuff. So Tori Moore was probably my biggest inspiration to start singing. But then there's people like James Blake, even Kevin Parker, these people that produce their own music, but they sing on top of it. That was really like the driving force for me to just try it out and experiment.
Were you scared to sing? Because I mean, I don't know. Are you wouldn't call yourself a singer, or would you?
No, well, the fact it's more songwriting because I'm like like the lyrics is a big part of it. For me, because that's just a totally different outlet. But it wasn't experimentation like for me to just jump from that, because I remember dropping Jewel and it was like complete 180 to the last project I'd put out. But for me, I think it was just. It was nice because I don't want to feel like ever put in a box kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is quite a cliche thing to say, but like the best way for me to do that. It was like an experimentation of myself, but if you were just to hear it for the first time, it would kind of sound like just sounds like
something new.
Music or just
Were you scared at all that people wouldn't fuck with it? Like the people that were already fans of you, were you afraid that they would be like, "Oh, this isn't why I listen"?
I think I'd be more scared to be put in like a box of like stay making the same stuff. So I think that's what it was, and it obviously was like, wow, I wonder how people are going to respond to this. But I'd sat with the music for long enough to feel like kind of ready to put it out when I did put it out. I made Assumptions in 2018.
And that was the first.
No, I put Duo out first.
Duo, right?
But Assumptions was the first song I sung on, and I was like, oh, I want to actually give this a shot.
Yeah.
And that came from like layering my voice as well, like recording a lot of different.
Duo layers. That's not just a single. It was
the first single on that EP,
project. Gotcha. Which Assumptions was also on.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I had always been a fan and was listening, obviously, like throughout college and whatever. I fell off of being a fan. And then when I heard, but here's the thing. But it's just because I like, I don't want to say my taste changed or whatever, but like I just started listening to other stuff.
Also in self-reflection, there was a part of my career where it did just kind of dip a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'd done the 3 Escapisms and I did a self-release thing, which kind of went under the radar because it was just me putting it out. That's one thing. If you're going to be an independent artist, you kind of need to like really go on and on about your release and like really market it well. But when I put that out, I was kind of like nonchalant about it.
But then I heard when I moved here, actually to New York, I would say like my entire time in LA, I don't know, I was just into different stuff, I guess. But then when I came here, Zach, Zach?
Of course, yeah.
He was like, yo, Sam G is singing on his stuff now. Have you heard this? And I was like, no. And then he played one of them, and I was like, oh, this is tight.
Really?
Like, I was like, yeah. I was like, okay. And then, like, became a fan. So I think it's really cool that, like, you maybe could have been a little worried or whatever that something was not going to work or whatever, but it like got me, which means it got other people and also probably brought new people in. And
yeah, like I've definitely
it's really sick.
I've spoke to people that they're like, I miss your old stuff, and like, but the good thing about it is it's always going to be there.
Yeah.
But as you just perfectly said, it was kind of like, even the way I admitted it kind of just seen a dip in like, not hype, but like interest in my stuff. Like the fact, because I started singing, that's the point where you kind of met me again almost.
Yeah.
I think that was really important because I was like evolving behind the scenes, but as soon as I put that out, it's kind of like, it's either going to be people who have heard this for the first time and they might like the song, or it's people might have heard the old stuff. And then like your example would be like, it's completely different from the others thing. So I kind of just wanted to like,
it's great.
Relight the flame a wee bit. And
so what, you're working on more, what do you got right now? Because you've just put out like, what, 3 to 4
I've done
singles?
I did
Home
4 singles, so they were just to kind of keep us going because I'm working on my album right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty much done at the minute, so this year's dedicated to that. I basically wanted to make Assumptions, but like an album, like in terms of like sonics, I wanted to make that like a full album sound. So it's quite 80s leaning, singing on all the tracks.
Any features?
Yeah, not any to discuss right now.
Okay.
But, there definitely will be features. What was I going to say about it? It's the first album too.
Yeah.
Which is odd because this has been like, even what we're discussing has been like a 11-year span. So
yeah, but this is like an album.
this is a full, like,
12,
full whack.
12 tracks.
Maybe 13 or
13.
14.
Okay, shit.
I was aiming for 12 though.
Yeah.
Because I've had this thought. I don't know if I can show you. But because of our attention spans and stuff, right? Oh, I'll show you this one.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I've been listening to.
Oh, yeah. Oklu?
Yeah.
Veronika and I have been talking
Banging.
about Oklu so
Banging.
much. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love the Family and Friends one.
Do you know her?
No.
Okay. Because I feel like,
In similar circles, but we've never spoke to her.
Yeah.
Like, but she's having a moment. But if you look at the album,
yeah.
so like 13 tracks is like perfectly in one page.
Ah, interesting.
So if you've got a 17,
Yeah, you got to fucking
24-wheeler, it's like,
you got to scroll.
just that. Honestly, I think we're at that point now where if you have to lift your thumb as much as that, you'll be like, oh, this is going to be a lot to listen to.
That's interesting. Also, I see you're on Apple Music.
Yes.
You're not a Spotify guy.
That was because I had all my music on iTunes
Yeah.
and I synced all my songs onto my iPhone.
Yeah.
But it didn't actually work right.
I actually just recently, this is stupid as hell, but I have both. I'm on Spotify and Apple Music.
I see it, man. I see right.
And it's only because now that so Sam is here, and we've also talked about this on the podcast, I think. You're here because you're doing these you wouldn't call that a residency, or would you?
Mini one.
Okay. He's doing
just like two shows back to back.
two shows, 2 nights at Public Records. One on February 20th.
Very special guest in the first one.
And February 27th. And I'm on the first one.
Yep.
And so I've been, because it's been a long time since I'm just like downloading a bunch of new shit. But I also feel a moral obligation to, if I'm going to play something, I got to buy it. If I can. If I can buy
Baller.
it. And so
I was about to ask you that. What?
And so I've been buying a lot of stuff on iTunes.
Yeah.
And I have 2 computers. I have one that's like set up as my like desktop computer. And then I have another like tiny little cheaper MacBook that's kind of like to take around to go. And the for whatever reason, if you buy something on iTunes, it won't sync over to your other library unless you have Apple Music.
Oh.
You have to have Apple Music in order for your library to sync across devices, which is really dumb.
Classic Apple, though.
You got to fucking fix that.
That sounds like them.
Really
crazy.
whack. And so I had to get Apple Music just for that.
I thought you were gonna say, because I remember using iTunes a lot. I used to find so much music on iTunes.
Yeah.
The iTunes, like, what was it called? Genius? It was
I don't
called.
know.
I used to be iTunes Genius. If you bought one thing, I would find another thing. I think I've had like Flying Lotus on the Genius thing.
That's where you.
And that changed my life. That changed my full trajectory of music. I was really just into Daft Punk and like house music until I heard all that.
Yeah.
And I heard Madlib and all that stuff. That was all from iTunes because I bought a song and it would give you like suggested songs.
Interesting.
This is way back before like any streaming stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But when you used to download songs on iTunes, it would be a different file format. I thought you were going to say when you put it on the CDJ, it would read.
Was it FLAC?
No, it was like M4A or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Which isn't really like an MP3.
No,
It was
it's
like an
not.
encrypted thing.
Yeah.
Because you'd bought it.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to talk about that, but I think the new decks and all that will use.
Yeah, I can do. I mean, but I think it's MP3 for the most part. But anyway,
Is this the geekiest episode yet?
maybe
sorry.
a lot of
Should we
people
be
are
funny
probably
now?
falling off. But,
I'm sorry.
but no, we'll switch it up a little bit and get into what we do also.
Exactly.
But no, so yeah, DJing. I was gonna ask. I don't even remember where I was going with this, but do you? Because I'm like, I have my music background, whatever, but I'm not professionally in the world as a music maker.
Yeah.
But I DJ here and there and whatever. I don't play any of the music that I've made when I DJ. But do you have any feelings towards people who are DJs that don't make music because you are one that does.
To be fair, I think it puts more pressure on that said DJ to have, like, I guess you would call them selectors or something. Like the typical name for that would be that. There's people like Ben UFO, even like Jotty and stuff. They're like strictly DJs at this point, but their tastes are what got them there. So that is technically DJing.
Yeah.
And that's the joy I get out of DJing, because it's not like I get to show off what I like to hear as well as like stuff that I'm potentially working on or whatever.
Yeah.
It's really like a taste making, and then you get to show it to people. I did avoid that question to get, because I see where you're
No, I'm just curious because like I know a lot of times people are like,
I guess it just depends how good you are. Right?
People just have like a feeling towards like just DJs, but that's kind of like I think it's cool. I think it's fun.
That video of that girl that's like crying about how she doesn't understand what a DJ does.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of like that, man. It's like it's one of those kind of fake jobs. Do you know what I mean?
It's just fun. That's
great fun.
That's my answer.
And I do love if more people DJ. That's amazing. Like, because it is one of those things when you DJ with your friends, you go back to back.
Yeah.
Even at a house party or something like that, and you're just riffing off each other. It's very, very fun.
It's fun.
And it should just be seen as fun. At the end of the day, we can critique all we want about a club night,
the art of it,
a festival. These things are like meant to be like fun.
Yeah.
We don't have to get all like.
Do you ever watch
upset about it.
Like a Boiler Room on YouTube or anything?
I've got that attention span thing, man.
No, or just like listen to it in the background, like
sometimes,
maybe while you do something.
Yeah.
I like when I go to the gym, I'll put on a Boiler Room.
That's good.
And listen through. And there's one guy who they just posted it. He's a Japanese dude.
Crazy.
You've seen that one?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's insane. And that to me is like, that's where, and also, this is going to sound so stupid. This is like the most heady thing in the world. But one thing that I really love about a good DJ, like that guy.
Perfect example, yeah.
And like, I'm a really, really, really big fan of Cashmere Cat.
Oh, my guy.
Like a huge fan of Cashmere
man.
Cat. And I think he's one of the best DJs because of the way that they will contextualize a song. Like where like you can just listen to a song and be like, that's a good song. But when you listen to it in the context of it being like mixed from another song, it makes you feel a different way about that song.
Yeah, blends and all that stuff is like, that's when it becomes the art form.
You know what I mean, though?
Yeah, of course.
And so that guy really, what's his name? Yusuke.
Oh, he was thrashing it.
Yeah.
Like,
but same thing. It's like he can play. There could be a song that he plays that you just don't really like. Like you just hear it on Spotify, and you're like, I don't like this. But you hear it in the context of how he's playing it with other stuff, and you really like it and really enjoy it. And then now that that's like your first time hearing it that way, you might go and like that song on its own because you've heard it in a different context.
That's it as well. It's like experience based.
You know what I mean?
It's to do with like your mindset, everything else. It's like you in that present moment in time. That's kind of, as you said, yeah. I remember hearing a song by Carmack. You know his Carmack.
Of course.
Yeah. You took me on my first tour in America stuff. Like, he's a legend. But he played a song when we were in Milan. And I skipped through it whenever I'd hear it on SoundCloud and stuff. But when he played it that night and in a certain like situation I was in, it was like, it became one of my favorite songs of his. Just because of that exact moment when he played it and this and that. So it goes back to what I'm saying. It kind of just like, that's what DJing is about. And I also like not knowing tracks. I love getting introduced to new music when I'm out. I think that's important. And that's what I try to do as well. Like play like unknown stuff. I'll show you some tracks that I got after this. Please, bro. Exciting.
Do you so you've watched the podcast before?
Yeah.
Have you seen any of like the different segments that we do?
Tell me.
There's one that's called Ins and Outs. Have you seen that or no?
I've skimmed.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just curious.
Again, my attention span is not the best.
Well, basically we go and we talk about things that we think are, it's basically just like takes. Things that we think are in and things that we think are out.
Let's do it.
Are you down for that? You got some in your head?
Please.
Okay. So, and also I always say Connery Cue the music for ins and outs. Okay, so do you want to start? You got an in or an out?
The flare jeans, specifically
Flare jeans.
Specifically the ones on Kendrick. You're in.
They're in.
They're in.
Flare jeans are in. Why is that?
Is this a mutual we have to both answer?
No.
So I chuck one to you and you answer it.
No, I'm just curious. So you'll say it. You'll be like flare jeans, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You say that they're in, and then I'll either agree or disagree, basically.
So I can't mention an out.
No, you can. But right now you're saying that flare jeans are in.
I'm on the fence. That's why I kind of brought it up.
Oh, okay. You're asking.
I could not do it. Yeah, that was more like a... I don't know how this segment works.
Okay. You just say something that you think is either in or out. Like your take on it.
So I've ruined this one because
That's okay.
I'm stuck.
Or you can just say that they're in.
Guidance there. Would you wear them?
Okay. No. But that doesn't mean that they're out.
No.
Just because I wouldn't wear it.
No. And that's a lot of things. I have that a lot with clothes. Like I can see something looking great on someone else, but
yeah.
Personally I can't do it. So I'm on in then.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So you're on in. I'll say in also. Flare jeans in. Let's see. Something that is in for me. Okay, well actually this is on this is on more of a general scale, something that I'm seeing
A trend
online, but also something that I'm into as well.
Right.
TikTok famous demineralizing or remineralizing chewing gum. Have you seen this?
I don't even know what that word means.
Remineralizing. According to these TikToks that I'm seeing, guys are saying that the company's called Nathan and Sons.
Right.
They make this gum that they use all these natural sort of like saps and chemicals, I guess, that are supposed to actually fix cavities.
Oh.
And dentists, for whatever reason,
hate this.
They're not talking about it.
They hate this.
Right? And I'm into that. And I bought 2 packs.
Where are they?
And I've been chewing it over in there. I'll give you a couple pieces. But what I really like about it is it's tough to chew. Right. This is going to sound insane because this is actually a bit psychotic maybe. They're really tough to chew. They don't taste super good.
Quite like...
And, well, they just lose their flavor quickly.
Like blue tack.
They just lose their flavor.
Do you know what blue tack is?
No. What is that?
It's like a thing that you use to like stick something on a wall.
Oh, yeah.
What would you call that?
Yeah, it's like tack. Yeah, or like a sticky tack, whatever.
The one I've got back home is blue.
Yeah. Typically.
I've unfortunately tried it when I was younger.
You tried chewing on it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gross.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I can actually compare it.
You could.
I can let you know if it's exactly like that or not.
I think that's in.
That's in.
That's an in for me.
I want to try it.
You're going to try it, and then you can decide
Perfect.
later.
I had something to say about that as well. What were you saying with the...
It's hard to chew. It loses its flavor.
Oh, I've lost it.
It's all right.
That's in though.
Your turn.
What have I got? In and out. I have to go through all the stuff that I can't mention.
What do you mean?
Because we talked about earlier how we're not like...
What?
My brain just wants to talk about politics, but we're obviously not going to talk about politics.
Say it.
Nah.
Okay, we won't talk about politics.
In or out?
I'll actually say one that's in general. It's based off of my
That's
fuck, that one's hard to say.
You need a better word. You need a better word for this.
Well, it's called Underbrush. The name of the company is called Underbrush. Yeah. What's in is the TikTok shop. You ever bought something?
A sponsorship?
No, it's not. Have you ever bought something from the TikTok shop?
Do you know I'm not even like...
You're not on TikTok.
My algorithm's clean. Like nothing.
You're not on TikTok at all.
I post on it, but I don't...
They sell a lot of... You're not a scroller.
I'm on YouTube Shorts.
YouTube Shorts.
That'll be my in or out.
So that's your in. YouTube Shorts are in.
That's my in.
Say it.
Maybe this will be on YouTube Shorts.
It might be.
And it'll be like a mad.
So YouTube Shorts are in. Yeah. Why YouTube Shorts? Are you on your phone?
I love YouTube today. If I'm on Premium, I've been on YouTube. My music taste is all proponent of YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, just on Shorts. And it's very particular to what you watch as well.
Well, I love YouTube Premium in general. Mm-hmm. That's in for me, actually. YouTube Premium.
YouTube Premium.
In.
Big time.
What's that cost? $20 a month or something?
I don't know.
But I'll tell you what you can do, hack for my friends out there, you can actually do like a family plan. That's $25 a month.
Oh, wow.
So Michael and I split it. So he has YouTube Premium. I have
My brother's
YouTube.
called Michael.
Yeah?
Mm. We should get the family plan.
We should. How many siblings do you have?
Just the one.
Just one, just Michael.
Yeah.
Older or younger?
5 years older.
5 years older?
Yeah, man.
What's he do?
He's an electrician, but he started making music as well.
Yeah.
On the family laptop, so I jumped on that.
Wait, so that's how you got into music?
Got into the software through that. But
Through him?
We can't go back to the geeky stuff, man.
No, but that's
But shout out
interesting.
to my brother Michael.
That's like that's the classic. There's a movie that's sort of about that, where like the older brother sort of the classic the older brother sort of like paves the way for the younger brother and makes it easier for the younger brother, and because of that the younger brother is more successful than the older brother at the thing that he paved the way for.
I think that's quite common, right?
Yeah.
What's the film?
I don't know. And to be honest,
B-movie.
Oh, actually, B-movie?
Was it not the B-movie? No?
It's not B-movie. Right. I think it's an English film. And I think it's called, I can't look this up because my phone's up there recording. Look up Mean Street.
Oh, is that not? Oh no, there's a football hooligan film called Green Street. Have you heard about that?
No.
I think Elijah Wood's in it. And he becomes like a football hooligan in England. Pretty sure.
No, I don't know that.
Mean Street.
Mean Street. Let me see if that's what I'm talking about.
1973.
Let me see.
Martin Scorsese.
No, it's not Mean Street. I thought it was.
Maybe put a wee disclaimer at the bottom.
English. It's an English film. It's not Mean Street. Well, I'll figure it out, and we'll get back to it.
Do you have any film ideas?
Film ideas? Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, so have you seen some of the shorts or no?
For you guys?
The short films, yeah.
I seen the one you did with one of the guys from
Friday Beers.
Almost Friday.
Almost Friday, yeah.
I love those guys.
They're funny.
Oh, they're unreal.
Who's
funding that?
Michael.
The Almost Friday stuff though.
Oh, who's funding Almost Friday?
They're like cinematography and all that. The Netflix one. Have you seen the Netflix one?
Oh yeah.
What?
I think the way that it works, I could be unsure, but
that's
I think
quite
that
personal. I was basically that's me going like that's very impressive.
I think that Almost Friday or Friday Beers, because there's like it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know the difference there. I think that I think it was started by like two guys, and they sort of found people on the internet, kids making funny videos, and brought them to LA to create this like sketch group, basically, that has now become what it is. And it's more than that too, because like some of them have podcasts together.
It's like a collective thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
a collective for sure. It's kind of like Selection
as well. Yeah, it's exactly like Selection.
And so they're all doing that stuff, and I think that they maybe have funding.
Yeah, they just look so high budget.
But the film that
so
we made, you saw, Michael pays for that.
Right.
And all of the short films that we do, Michael pays for out of his pocket.
Sick.
Which is crazy.
Michael,
he just
I've got an idea.
He really just like invests.
That's great.
And he makes he'll get paid to do like a music video or something like that.
I should discuss that.
You should.
Soon.
You should.
This album I want it to be like coming of age 80s style stuff. So
you talk to him.
I'd love to.
And but yeah, he pays for all of that. And there's this one that he made that he and I and Sarah, his girlfriend, are working on writing into a feature-length film.
Oh wow. So you're actually doing it. It's not just ideas at this point. It's
we're actually trying
full-blown.
now, which is fun. and cool.
I've got a few movie ideas.
Yeah? What you got?
Stuart Little 4.
Okay.
Because there was I think there was a third one where it was animation, right?
Yeah.
And basically Stuart Little 4 is like Stuart Little, but now.
Like grown up?
Like he lives in like Lower East Side, he's a DJ. He's got some addiction problems. Snowbell's gone and all that. The bird's away. Margot's not came back and all that. So,
what's like the
the
sort of like character development? Like
so
what
he's
happened?
like he's like moving in the DJ circuits in New York, but he's obviously got like existential like crisis because he got brought up by humans and all that. And basically he's just his biggest rival in the game is Deadmau5.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So he's after Deadmau5. So it's like Stuart Little 4 and the the rise of Deadmau5. Deadmau5 5. And then there's a horror one about like gravity inverting, but that's not as fun.
A horror film about gravity inverted?
Yeah.
That sounds fun. So Stuart Little 4,
Sorry, yeah.
How long have you had that?
A couple of months.
Okay. And then the gravity inverted one, I imagine, is like people have to kind of like stay inside.
Yeah, and like buildings break off.
Yeah.
Because it gets too heavy because they're all weighing off.
I'm liking this. We might have to get you in the writer's room.
Please, man, please.
We might have to get you in the writer's room.
I think Stuart Little 4 has legs though.
That does.
Because the people that watched it back then will be at a certain age where they can watch it now.
Where they're like, oh, I
I've
love
seen a weird Amazon Prime ad about Winnie the Pooh.
No.
That horror version.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
It's dark. Why Winnie though?
I don't know. That doesn't make much sense to me. Are you looking it up?
Yeah.
I got to see that. I can't imagine what would
I said
happen.
to my mum, she was horrified, man.
Yeah, I can't imagine what
Because
would
I
happen.
told her the
to
Stuart
that.
Little 4 idea. Because Stuart Little 2 is her favourite film. Not the first one.
Okay.
The first one's quite dark.
The first one's a bit dark,
Like
but it's
the
good.
fake mum and dad.
Yeah. It's wrong.
It's not right. Imagine being a fake. Nah, let's not imagine it. It's too much. Just being like.
Well, also
There's a
imagine
lot of loose ends in that.
imagine being a mouse and getting adopted, and your brother
Or imagine not getting adopted
hates
over
you.
a mouse.
Yeah, that sucks too.
they want the rodent first.
All right, let's see this.
Winnie the Pooh horror. Blood and honey. Free Rotten Tomatoes.
No. Blood and
If
honey.
they can make that, they can give us Stuart Little 4.
There's also a second one. Winnie the Pooh 2. It looks like. Oh, no, maybe not. It's just Winnie the Pooh,
How
Blood
did
and
he
honey.
get away with...
I don't know. The
It's
licensing.
A. Milne would not be having that.
And also, it says at the top, this ain't no bedtime story. So, and you can get it on Blu-ray
No way.
on Amazon. So you guys know the address for fan mail here. If you'd like to send me Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey on Blu-ray, I'd really appreciate that. So you live in
London.
You live in London.
Yeah.
You've been there for
3 years.
only 3?
Yeah.
Whoa.
But I've been traveling to London back and forth since I was 17.
But
So I'm very familiar with it.
you've been just like living in Scotland.
Yeah.
Where in Scotland?
Place called Stirling. So it's central Scotland.
Okay.
Very quaint, small place in between Glasgow and Edinburgh. So
Pretty.
I was like 45 minutes away from a
I just went to the
major city.
UK for the first time last year.
Thoughts.
I'd never been. I really, really, really love how old everything
You
is.
seem like a pub lad.
I like a
Pub dweller.
Well, I also love
I
Guinness.
was about to say that, yeah.
But I will say this, and I've said it before on the podcast. We went to Dublin. We did not go to the Guinness factory,
No.
but I was in Dublin.
I've never been to Dublin, actually.
And the Guinness that I had in Dublin,
Oh, no.
it wasn't that different from the Guinness here. I could
here.
Yeah, I couldn't tell
Wow,
the difference.
that's huge. Because the full thing about Guinness, I'm not really a big Guinness drinker. The full thing about Guinness is that it's meant to be to do with how often the taps are used. So if they're used frequently, it's meant to be a better pour. So sometimes you'll be in like off of a motorway, like, and then you're trying to get Guinness, it's just not going to work because no one's drunk Guinness that day. But that's why Dublin's notorious, obviously because it's from there, but everyone goes there for it. So the taps are always running. So apparently that's what makes it good.
Interesting.
Do you know what split the G is?
Of course.
You do it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I did it actually. So I had a Guinness I had a few Guinness in London.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And first try, split the G.
It is a gulper though. You need to like a big
Yeah.
It's not a sipper.
No.
I don't really like coffee. I think it tastes like coffee.
Oh, it does. That's why I like it though, because I love coffee.
So my boy
Yeah, you got a matcha.
It's like a cold brew, but
Yeah.
naughty.
It's so good, man. Even here.
What's your favorite Guinness spot?
Here?
Or is that blown up?
Nah, it doesn't matter. I like
that.
there's this place called Brew Inn that has like a really good
Brew In.
Brew Inn.
INN?
Yep.
Is that a play on words? Let's see what's
Brewing. I don't know. I've never thought about it like that, but they have they used to have, rest in peace to their 50 cent wings, chicken wings.
You should never trust anywhere with "in" at the end.
Why?
Because it becomes that. It's usually a play on words. If there's an "in" at the end.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
I trust Brew Inn. They're good.
Brew Inn.
And there's good people there. Good people work there.
Nice. Shout out Brew Inn.
They got good wings.
Is it near here?
Yeah, pretty close. They got good wings, and they used to be 50 cents.
A wing.
On wing night, which was
A wing.
Yeah, 50 cents a wing.
I'd be sick if you just went in and got
Just one wing?
one wing.
Yeah. Now you had to get 6 at least. That's only
Morally, you have to get 2 wings.
$3. Yeah, for sure.
Then it's like half of it.
Right.
Half
a chicken.
Yeah, it's not.
No, you can't do that. You got to order wings.
Did you go to Nando's?
No. What's that?
I'm
What?
really upset I wasn't there when you were there, man.
Bro,
Nando's
we did not.
is an institution.
We didn't.
I must have texted you saying go. Because you asked for a few recs, no?
I did, but I don't remember what you said. I'll tell you
Nando's.
what. We didn't go there. I'll tell you where we went. We went to
We have to put a...
Dusty Knuckle.
Oh, was there on Saturday.
Yeah.
Fine Barber.
Good spot. We went to Dusty Knuckle.
Amazing spot.
We went to, this was kind of touristy. We went to Dishoom,
Shum is amazing as well.
but it was really good.
Hard to get into though.
It was fine when we were there.
Oh,
We waited for
you
like,
guys though.
yeah.
You just give them the nod.
We just went in and they just like let us right in. and
Started
shit.
and flustered like, oh shit.
They're like, oh fuck, that's Veronika and Kyle. Fuck, quick, shit, get a table.
Kicking a family off and all that.
We had
Excuse
Dishoom.
me, you have to go right now.
You guys got to go. We had Ottolenghi.
I've not been, but I've heard good things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I had Wingstop.
Oh yeah, is that not here?
No, it is.
So you were like testing it out.
Well, nothing was. This is my sort of thing with London. Nothing's open late.
Nah.
Wingstop closed at like 10 or something.
When did they close here?
Maybe I don't know about Wingstop, but like
London is a funny one.
the thing is that I can go to the corner store. I can go to the bodega.
Oh yes.
And get anything at any time of day.
There is that at certain bits.
Is there?
Like off licenses they're called.
Because I also noticed that bars close really
It's not a midweek spot as well.
early.
Bars are usually 11 to 12.
Yeah.
Pubs as well. Am I boring you, bro?
No.
All right, cool.
That happens every time I yawn on here. Someone asked me if I'm boring them.
You got quite a pronounced yawn.
You know who we went and got a pint with though?
Yeah.
King Cruel.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
The elusive King Crow.
He came to our show.
He was someone that really was not. I was not listening to any music like that. Well, it didn't really exist until him for one. But when I first heard him, it was through a guy called Reggie Snow.
Oh, I know Reggie Snow.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever do anything together?
I sent him a beat once. We didn't do anything though, because that was like Tumblr days. 16.
Okay.
I kind of miss Tumblr, man.
I never used Tumblr.
Oh, Tumblr was great, bro. I found the guy that did the artwork for my first EP on Tumblr.
Wow.
Yeah. A guy called Daniel Dias Granadas. So he did that. He did a few of them actually. Most of the escapism stuff was him as well. Off of the fact because just had this little community thing and like people would repost footage and like just images, like film photos and all that stuff. But in Scotland, that was kind of an insight to certain things that I wasn't really aware of, like a lot of style things. Because I was always a skater, but like obviously the internet's just a gateway to all these different kind of things. But Tumblr was great for that. And that was when I was 16. I also want to say that 2013 is probably my favorite year of music that I've been allowed to experience.
Well, you were also a part. That was like when you were.
I was cooking up, but like I wasn't out 2013. I got discovered in 2014.
Okay.
We can break it down.
We can break it down for sure.
Sampha.
This was 2013?
Sampha, King Crow. Yeezus.
Yeah.
Disclosure.
We're not allowed to listen to Yeezus anymore.
I know, but
yeah.
Back then.
Disclosure.
Even then it was quite touch and go though.
Disclosure.
Yeezus had a few naughty tracks on it.
That was actually 2012. Believe it or not.
Debut album's surely 2013.
No. Settle?
Let's settle this now.
Settle's 2012.
If you're right, you're more British.
It might be like December 2012.
I would love this if this is real.
Come on, what's it say?
Guess what it says. 3rd of June 2013.
What?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Could have been more 2013. Bang in the middle of 2013.
Nah, they must have had. Which one is this?
Well, you think the US version came out 6 months prior? Oh,
No.
is that a deluxe edition?
This is the special edition.
Oh, my neck's getting red, man.
This is the special edition.
Surely.
Hold on. Hold on. See, that's deluxe.
You think that's 2012? If that was 2012, that's revolutionary.
Special edition. Hold on.
Should we just Google it?
I just remember,
Should I just text them? I'm kidding, I don't have the numbers.
You know what? It might have been. Well, why don't we just go? Can I? Do I have? Yeah.
Oh, I've got a conspiracy after this.
Okay, I'd like to hear that. I just remember somebody being like, "Oh, you got to play this,
bro."
Before I went,
you don't have time for this, man.
Shit. I guess you're right. Maybe a single had come out in 2012.
Oh yeah, they came on the scene.
Oh, see, Latch, October 8th, 2012. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, but the album didn't come out until.
Yeah, I'm more talking about like debut kind of.
Yeah.
Because King Crow's debut was.
No,
then.
but it was 20. I remember.
Kaytranada was popping 2013.
Oh yeah.
The remixes were all 2013.
2013 was great, but 2012 was also. I really liked. I was really into Kaleidoscope Dream, the Miguel album.
Oh yeah,
that was 2012.
He's great.
That changed that changed my taste in a lot of music for sure. I loved that album.
I've heard it. I can
Good
see
time,
it.
though.
I can see the artwork in my head.
I think we're also though entering I think the past like 2 years has been really great for music. And I think as we continue into it now, but there was a while where I was kind of bored.
I do feel like we're missing the kind of. It feels like anyone's game. That's what I quite like about this now. Mm-hmm. Anyone can just burst into the scene and just cause havoc.
What's your conspiracy theory?
Oh, do you like Jamiroquai?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Funk Odyssey?
I saw Jamiroquai here.
Oh, no way.
In New York, where you performed with Kaytranada. At that same spot.
That's a vibe. How was it?
And it was my first time at that venue. Forest Hill Stadium, right? Or something like that. That's one of my favorite venues in New York. The outdoor.
It's so nice. And that area is beautiful.
It's sick.
Forest Hills, man. I can see myself.
Living up there? Yeah.
Of course. Right.
All right. Conspiracy theory.
Give me yours. Are you into that?
I'm not. I am a little bit.
It's like fun, sometimes it's fun discussion.
I'll see something and be like,
I don't invest my life into them, but
no.
They're quite fun. And I think people's reactions to them are fun as well.
I think that there's a lot of celebrity drama that happens. This isn't even like a specific one. This is kind of more of a overarching
gossip.
I don't, because I'm not into the
Wait, are you
celebrity
talking about-
drama, celebrity gossip kind of thing. There's a lot that happens, and I think a lot of it is strategically planned. A lot of the stuff like relationships and like
I heard this about something like that recently.
whatever, and I think a lot of it is like, yeah, I think like when you see like Hailey Bieber's mad at Justin Bieber
Oh yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
and everyone's like reading into her Instagram stories or whatever. My conspiracy theory is
And then
that,
people unfollowing people.
yeah,
That's boring though.
I think they're
Is that the stuff you like?
no, I just think that they are doing it intentionally.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For getting eyes and attention on them
Have you heard of
in any given moment.
a group called Boyzone?
No.
It's like do you know like there's a certain era like just before 2000s where it was like a lot of pop groups would come out of like American Idol would be for you guys, but we
Yeah.
had Pop Idol and all that stuff. One of them was Boyzone, and they were huge. And the manager of that thing at the time used to call up like the press, because obviously press back then was just like, if you wanted, there was no internet, there was magazines, so you could make up any story. And there's this video online where the guy's talking about how he faked a plane crash and forgot to tell the families of the band, so they're reading the papers and seeing that there was a plane crash that they wasn't even in.
He just made that up?
The manager of the band made that up.
But wouldn't there have been like news of the plane?
Nah, on the same paper, near enough.
Huh.
So basically, it's like you used to just feed things to the press, and if they bet it, they bet it. It didn't have to be real or not. So that's the kind of deal. But the only thing nowadays, it'll just be like on Instagram, like
Yeah, but also
it's
like
subtle, but
also like
nowadays
out.
we couldn't do that. Something
No,
like
no, no.
that
But I think
magnitude.
it's even more than that. I think people like know. I think people maybe even like know when they're gonna be paparazzi'd and do some
They
sort
know.
of thing.
They know.
Or their publicist or whoever, and they
That's
sort of
when,
like
that's when we're getting to like the darker territories.
Yeah,
of, like,
yeah,
who
yeah.
knows about all that?
or and then they sort of have some some like story that they're trying to tell publicly,
a narrative,
a narrative they're trying to create to get people.
thinking.
Anyway,
I hear it.
Anyway, so I kind of skipped over what I wanted to ask about.
Sorry,
It's okay.
I shouldn't have brought up that Jamiroquai thing.
London,
Yeah,
because you've been there for now 3 years, you've said, versus how often have you been in New York? How much time have you spent here?
I was looking like twice a year.
Yeah.
Last few years.
Do you like New York?
Yes.
Do you?
I find it a bit intense.
You would never move here?
No.
You would never.
No.
You're happy over.
I like visiting here a lot. It's a marvel of a place. It's crazy that this place exists on this little.
But that's how I feel about London. Like when I went over there, I was shocked that how well everything seems to work and how just like the system. I mean, it's a way older place.
Yeah.
But-
I'll send you a video to this history of it. It's like an 18-minute long video about how it formed from like, I don't know, probably Roman stuff. But it used to be like a port because the river comes in. Anyway, I'll send you a link. It's really good. It's got loads of history. That's partly, but I like New York because it's probably one of the oldest places in America, right?
It is one of them, yeah.
Because I was brought up in like cobblestones and like castles.
Yeah, but see, like
old pubs.
there's a pub here in New York that's like the oldest pub in the city, and it's from like the oldest one that still exists, and it's from like 1890 or something like that.
The oldest one that I know of and where I'm from is about 1600s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That is fucking
And it's smaller, bro. People, you'd have to crouch down.
just to get a little pint.
Hunchback, yeah.
This place too.
Splitting the G. Like.
This place too I'm talking about is they only serve two types. They only serve two beers. When you go in, you either get light or dark.
What are you getting? A mixture.
Sometimes I'll get light. Sometimes
Mixed
I'll get
slush.
dark. I don't really go. You go for the novelty of it.
Right,
You don't
you've
go
done it.
just
You've
to
done
like go.
No.
Because what they do is they only serve beer. They only have those two types. It's
You said
light
you
or
would do
dark.
light.
Huh?
You do light or dark?
Sometimes I'll switch it up. I think I've been there twice. And I think one time I had some light, sometimes I dark. But they bring you 2 at a time, 2 pints, no matter what, with your order. Yeah. And it's also not a pint. It's way smaller. So it might be actually like a pint and a half is separated into 2 different glasses, and they're 2 big like glass mugs, we're like
gripper.
And then
get the forearms going.
The waiters and waitresses, because they come and serve you at the table, they'll come and take everybody's order, and remember light, dark, whatever. And then they grab all of them in their 2 hands.
Oh.
And then they come and they slam them on the table.
Oof. Then you're ready.
Like that. And the beer like splashes up and everything like that. And then you just have a table full of beers.
Wow.
Light or dark. And then they're easy. And they're also really cheap. I think it's like...
What's it called?
$3. I can't remember right now. I'm blanking on the name. I've got it saved in my maps there. I want to say it's called...
Yin Yang?
No, I can't remember.
Night and Day?
No. What, because of the 2 different beers? Yeah, no. No, it's called... I can't remember.
Nice.
But it's next to a place called the Burp Castle. And the Burp Castle... So when I moved here, I don't know if you do this.
Is it reeking in there?
Do you save? Yeah, it smells like shit.
Really?
No. Do you save when you, if someone's like, yo, when you go to New York, or if you try a place and you're like, damn, I really liked that coffee shop. Do you save it? You don't save it in your maps?
Which is bad because someone asked me where to go unless it's like stand out. But then it's kind of...
Yeah.
I have that with quite a lot of things.
I save everything.
I'm quite like, if I remember, it's because it was that memorable.
Okay.
I'm good at recall, but like, if someone mentions it, I'll be like, yeah, but like, if... It's almost like they're fighting for first place in my recall memory, which I'm just like...
If I see a place on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, or if someone recommends a place to me, I will save it in my maps.
It's clever.
To remember to go there. And when I first moved here, I had talked to my friend, Adam, and he gave me a big list of places to go in person. We were talking about it. I saved them all. And then I was looking through the list, and we were just like in one part of town, and I was like, oh, let's go to this spot. Adam recommended it. And it's called the Burp Castle. And we pull up to the Burp Castle, and we walk inside, and there are 3 like old men. It's really dark in there. Tall ceilings too, if I recall. 3 guys sitting around a table, no music, it's silent. No one is behind the bar. And we walk in the door, and I was like, I don't know if this is the place. But this is the Burp Castle that he told me to go to. And then I left, and then we went to the other spot that was nearby.
But what were the 3 guys doing? I thought you were going to tell me they
I
were
was like, well, no, I just was like a bit, I was like a bit kind of, I don't know, I just didn't know what to do in this spot.
You're a bit aghast.
So then we went to the other one, and then I texted my friend, and I was like, yo, we just went into the Burp Castle, like super strange vibe. And he sent me back some like really cryptic message where he was like, did you...
Imagine he was going for something like really traumatic at the time, and then he opens up his phone and it's you like, bro, I've just been at the Burp Castle. Yeah. Wasn't that good, by the way? He
said, did you whisper loud enough? That's what he sent me. That's what he texted me back. And I was like, what? Then it had me thinking, I was like, talk about conspiracies. Then I started thinking that...
And Jamiroquai starts playing in your head.
Yeah. And no, and then I was like, what? And he goes, I'm just fucking with you. I have no idea what you're talking about. And I was like, huh?
Oh, no.
And he said, what's the Burp Castle? And I was like, you recommended it.
He thought you were doing a bet, knowing your line of work as well.
Yeah, exactly. He thought I was kidding.
Yeah.
I was like, you recommended the Burp Castle. And he was like, bro, I've never heard of that place. And so I have the Burp Castle saved in my maps for a reason I don't know. I don't know if he recommended it, if I accidentally put it in there, or...
You made me think, though,
if maps sort of did some...
When you were saying this, middle of that story, I was thinking about how if everyone did that and they had an app, where you could check everyone else's like favorite spots.
Oh yeah.
And just like a preset and going, your one, my one.
See Sam's spots.
Yeah.
Well, what should happen really is
and like no-goes as well. You could have like red markers.
Maps should just add that as a feature.
Like find my friends, but find my friends
recommendations.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can send lists to people, but it'd be cooler if it was just all
on the map.
If it was all public and you could go and be like, all right, I want to see what Sam has saved. What I also think would be really cool, similar thing, which is a dangerous
Call
thing.
it constellations.
I like that.
Thanks, man.
Because they're all like
it's all like joining the dots.
Yeah. Man, that's good.
Thank you, bro.
I think it would be really cool if you could see somebody else's algorithm. It's a dangerous game because...
Well, anyone in particular?
No, it'd just be cool if like, you know, like I was just like, oh, what's like... what is Sam...
That's scary though.
But it is scary because then like...
But it's all you and Veronika.
Yeah, but it
For
also...
me, so just like...
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I think that would be cool though. If you could check out other people's thing. I have this idea for an app.
That would, yeah.
Similar. We're back on this.
That's like passwordy kind of though.
If Apple is listening, anyone at Apple, please pass along any of these ideas.
Yeah. Not the algorithm one though.
This is an app that I came up with called Halfway.
Right.
Okay. And it works with Find My Friends. It doesn't have to, but it's location based, right?
Yeah.
And I hit you up. You're staying where you're staying up in Harlem, right? I'm down here in Brooklyn.
Thanks, Kyle.
No one's going to come up and get you in Harlem.
I know, this better be out by the time I leave.
It will.
No one's going to come.
Oh, no, actually, it won't. No, I don't know. We'll see.
I'm just kidding.
So you're up there, I'm down here, and we are trying to link up for lunch, okay? Mm-hmm. But I don't want to make you come all the way here.
I see it.
You don't want me to go all the way there.
I see it.
And so what this app does is it finds and recommends lunch places
Unreal.
that are equidistant to both people.
Unreal.
So you just each meet in the middle halfway.
Unreal.
About equidistant. It you know, it's based on like ratings of the restaurant and whatever. Maybe you can rate it. Maybe it works with like Yelp or whatever to base it. But you meet each other.
Does like foods things have algorithmic?
Halfway. I don't know.
Oh, imagine you just have like favorite restaurants and it just like, so if you like this and this, you'll like this.
No. See, they got to get us in. They got to get us in the fucking.
Get us in the boardroom, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
And then I got another one. One more app idea.
Can I have one after?
Yeah, you go. No, I just went.
Are we going off time?
We're good. You go.
No, but mine's goes off.
Okay, I'll go quick.
Yeah.
This one also location based.
Yeah.
And this is a location based social media. There was something like this when I was in college called Yik Yak, but this is different. The interface is a map. Okay. Do you know what's it called? Citizen? You know the Citizen app? Mm-mm. It's basically for people, it's location based, and it's for people to report like crimes or things around that are happening. Same idea, but it's not crime based.
It's vibe based.
Yeah, it's just like
pull up. Public records. Kyle is killing it right now.
You go on and you're like, I really want to go to this spot for dinner tonight. I don't have a reservation. I wonder if I can get in. You go and you look on the app and somebody else from there is like, I'm at this restaurant, just got here, party of 2, it's a 15-minute wait time. So then you know like, oh damn, that person, it's only a 15-minute wait time. So I can go there now and I'll only have to wait 15 minutes for that spot.
That's particularly good. Yeah.
Or like, you go to the park and like someone's like, yo, we're playing a pickup game. We're playing like a pickup basketball game at this park, 3 p.m.
That's good.
Kind of thing. And you like mark the location and then you know, oh, I want to go play basketball. I don't know these people, but they're doing a pickup game. So I'll show up to the park at 3.
That's wild.
And we'll play basketball. You know what I mean? But it's based strictly on location. You don't have friends, followers, anything like that. Because then it would obviously be like Instagram and TikTok or whatever, but you can still like post photos that people can go and see.
Yeah, to check just before. Yeah.
And check, but no following.
So could I be on and be like, I've got a table for one right now. I'm a 28-year-old music producer, and I really would just like someone to join me on this dinner.
See, I didn't think about that because that could be that's sweet. It could be sweet, but it also could be like it could.
Oh, is that going to be a downside?
It could be
I might be on that.
No. It just could turn into dating. Which isn't the idea.
Yeah, well,
the idea is that it's just like the community being like, hey, this is what's going on around us. Traffic is crazy on this street right now. Take a different road.
Yeah. Community-based like knowledge tidbit things.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me like the waiting thing about that. I remember during lockdown when it was like table service strictly, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was this pub where you would like scan a QR code or like say your table number. So people would put on their stories like, I'm sat at this table. And then suddenly you'd get like an influx of drinks at that table.
Whoa.
Because you've just posted it was like a prank almost. So you'd like drown your friends in drinks. And like if one person does it and another person does it, you're just like covered in drinks.
That's funny.
That was one. That's not my idea.
But they pay for it.
The person that's on the
phone
website
has to pay for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's better like you could order them some horrific meal.
Yeah.
And then it's just like that's bad. It's wasteful.
Yeah, it is.
Don't do
All right,
that.
your app.
I had two. The one. Okay, there's one that's like quite long-winded, not too long-winded. It's not necessarily an app. It's more be like a function for, let's say, like Spotify or something, right?
Okay.
It's like basically you go into a place, right? And everyone has playlists and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you go into this, let's just say it's like a cafe or something, right? You walk in and everyone's playlist is on this cloud where the music's playing. And then it generates what's playing based on what's most in common with everyone's playlist.
Whoa.
Then you can have obscure, like let's say it's a bar now or something. Like it starts off as certain venues for this. You can have like obscure night where there's nothing in common.
Yeah.
So like if you hear the song where no one's in common, you're obviously gonna know it's coming from your phone.
Yeah.
And then people might be like, "What song is this?" And like all the rest of it. You can have date night where it's only two people have it in common. And then the side thing about this I really sat with this for a minute.
I'm liking this.
I thought about how how the first idea was like the most in common. Everyone's got the most in common.
Yeah.
So imagine, let's say, like someone that's in the music industry comes up with this idea that's an artist already. They do it. They fully fledge it out. They make the full app and everyone's going great. But they use the most common one to just play their song. And then they go to jail.
Yeah.
And then it's a movie.
And that's a movie.
It's another movie.
Damn. You know what? That actually makes me think of another idea. Man, this is crazy. We're going a bit over, but it's fine.
Sorry.
It's fine.
We're trying to just change the world.
Last one. This is a bad one. Because it's for like advertisers. And so obviously like
we need more ads, man.
No, you know how like you say fucking Sonic the Hedgehog,
mm-hmm.
and then now I say Sonic the Hedgehog movie, Sonic the Hedgehog movie, Sonic the Hedgehog movie. And then I go and I look at my phone and I'm gonna have an ad for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, right? Everyone knows that's a thing.
About the pregnancy things, real quick?
No.
There was a time where certain people were saying certain things and then they would get adverts for like baby bottles or like prams. So like the things that they were talking about was what pregnant people would talk about, and they found that they were pregnant due to the adverts they were getting from like Amazon and that.
That's crazy.
We're in deep. Anyway, continue.
That's deep. Okay. So everybody's phone, computer carries a lot of data about what they're into, what they've searched previously, right? And everyone's always carrying their phone around. Their phones have location availability on them. So if there was a way for screen billboards or like screen ads, you see them in like the subway, ones that like flip and change to different things all the time, or like in Times Square, right? they generate their ads based on
The algorithms are
the people that are that are closest to them. So like whatever like the general, there's got to be data that says we're getting into like that nitty gritty we were talking about earlier. That's also kind of boring, but it's interesting. It's interesting.
It's not boring. It's dystopian a little bit though.
So all of the stuff that you have in your phone and whatever, and collectively amongst all of the people that you're around, it determines which ad is best to display because it will work. It will target most of the people that are around. Do you know what I mean? The reason I thought about this is because I was walking to a store. Mm-hmm. I was like on my way there. I'd been texting somebody like, "Hey, I'm going here," and I walked past an ad, and it was a screen ad on a bus stop, and it was for where I was going. And I was like, how weird would it be if that was because I was walking past? Which then made me think
that
if they figured that out,
that's like the Matrix getting in the way of like serendipity and that. That would be the worst.
Yeah.
Like nothing's a coincidence anymore.
No.
That's scary.
Anyway, guys, on that note, we have some guests, some people to thank, some special people.
Imagine they all piled in.
So have you seen how we do this before?
No.
You haven't?
No.
Okay. So typically what we do is we improvise a scene together. We come up with a scene. It typically takes place in like medieval Europe.
Oh, perfect.
So we bring out our accents. You won't have to because you've already got yours.
Nice.
Well, I have the accent to you, I guess, but you know.
Yeah, you guys do a lot of Scottish.
We try.
Yeah.
We're not very good at it.
Basically, this is why I came on here, man, just to let you know that.
This is what it sounds like when you're from Scotland.
Yeah, and we're watching you guys, and
You're what?
we're watching.
Oh.
Just be careful.
Oh. Okay. Sorry.
That's fine, man.
I don't know if we.
You know, my dad makes bagpipes.
Does he?
Yeah.
That's the most Scottish thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, watch out, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What's our national anthem?
Huh?
What's our national anthem?
I don't know. But
See
you know
this?
ours.
See this?
But you know ours.
Yeah, what is it again?
Oh, say,
Is it not amazing?
can you
Is it not
see?
amazing? Is Amazing Grace?
It's not Amazing Grace. Huh? But what it should be, honestly.
My dad can play that on the bagpipes.
This is Amazing Grace? Mm-hmm. I believe that. Hot take. I think that America the Beautiful should be our national anthem.
Can we get a little...
Not the Star Spangled Banner. Anyway, okay, so we improvise this, and then the idea is that we get to a place where we read off a list. So like in the last episode, in some episodes, I'll say, I don't even remember when, there's like a wedding. Right. And I'm like, who's on the list to come to the wedding?
Right.
And then we read off the names kind of thing. But we have to get there.
We're going through all these bad boys.
Yeah, but we just say them after a certain point. So we just we'll improvise a scene and try to get there. You know what I mean?
I like that. Yeah, cool.
Okay. So I'll start. Connery, cue the music. This is going to be a good one. Say, lad. What you doing out so late? It's nearly 3 a.m.
I was just away splitting the G at the Burp Castle.
Splitting the G?
Aye.
What the hell does that mean?
So you get a big Guinness, right?
Yeah?
That's not really my deal.
Keep going.
You get a big Guinness, you get to half the G, right?
Sir, you drunk? Listen, I'm on my way to...
It's alright, I've got my horse. I'll just go on my horse.
I'm on my way to...
I'm not driving, I've got the horse.
Yes, fine. I'm on my way to, perhaps you've heard of it. It's called the Belch Tower.
Aye.
I believe it is a sister bar to the Burp Castle.
Have you not got that wee app that shows you the midway?
Yeah.
Half time.
Yes, so I'm looking for the Belch Tower, and do you know where it is?
No, but he might.
Who's that?
Hello, are you looking for the Birch?
The Belch Tower, yes.
The Belch Tower.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I think it's down there, a couple of yards down there.
Okay, now, tell me, sir. I'm going, but I must know there's a person I'm trying not to see.
Sorry, are you American? I can't really tell.
No, I'm English.
Right.
Sorry, Welsh.
Okay, well, go on then.
I'm Welsh.
Right.
And you see,
Wales.
well, where we're going is, I don't know how to say this, but where I'm going, there are people that I must meet.
Right.
And I'm wondering if perhaps you've heard of any of them.
Perhaps, I mean...
Well, I'll tell you.
I've not been to the Belch Tower in a good 70 odd years, but we'll try it.
I've heard that some of these people may be regulars there. I'm looking for Finn Bruce.
I'm sorry, I don't believe you're from here.
Sarah Dahlstrom.
You
Adrian
don't strike
Dubicki,
me as a Welshman.
Hayden Kuhn, Eric Burke, Katie Chase, Aaron Ruggiero, AOP Sponsor, Ashlyn, Badsick, Carlotta Ossenberg, Daniel Vinard, Mansa Wisa, Dana Creasement, Hot Sauce Haley, Kelly Beach.
Oh, Mansa Wisa, is that not...
Do you know him?
Is not Jar Jar Binks' friend?
It might be, actually.
Wisa?
Wisa. Hive Mind
Is that a French man?
He may be French.
From
also looking
from
for...
Normandy?
I'm also looking for Hive Mind Riley, Sophie Serenkowski, Hannah Newson, Laura Stralich, Jack Bloor, Ali, Mia Babadia, Andre Sanchez, Coco, Willie One of One, Emily Faith, Mackenzie, Maggie Moran, Stinky L, Josiah, Antonio Mora, Bright-Eyed Brunette Bombshell, Peyton Flesh, Troy and Haley Coleslaw, Danny Manny, DJ Khaled Sticker Girls, You the Best, Adriana Ah, Jamie McPentagon, Haley Nelson, Vincent S, Betsy, Meg Wari, Bank, Ruby, Veronica, and Kyle are best friends, ha 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 ha. Taylor Lanier, Matthew Vanderpute, Luke Sin, Ava Eastberg, Megan Gooby, Taylor Ridberg, Michael McKitty, Leia Shirley, Lauren Bauer, Bobby Goods Coloring Books, Cat Girl in a Dog World, Kane Queen, Linda Davis, Elsie Belsie, Mandy Katz, Asim the Dream, Fantasy Camp, M. Louise, Sarah Schwint, Sharon, Charlie McIlrath, Mandy and Livy, Colby, Cody Small, Cheyenne, Freya Williams, Daphne, Haley Yo-Yo, Mike Cal, and Madman Laz. Might I find these people there, sir?
I'm sure you might find one or two of them, but I don't think DJ Khaled's around these days. The Sticker Girls.
Yes, I do know them. Well, perhaps you said you have a horse.
You know them, and you're asking me if I know them?
Yes.
That's peculiar. I'm not even from this century.
That is quite strange, isn't it? Tell me, you have a horse, you said.
Don't call it that.
You have a steed.
Yes, steed, yes. Lord.
Perhaps you could take me to the Belch Tower to find these folks.
The horse?
Yes.
How many?
Just one.
You want to go to the Steed House to find a horse?
I need to take a horse to the Belch Tower.
You remind me of that fellow from Bridge to Terabithia 4.
I don't know who you speak of.
You know, the little one that's looking for the kid in the forest. She's not there anymore. I don't think she's gonna... We're not gonna find him anymore.
Thank you, sir. I'll be on my way.
No, stay.
And scene. That's a scene, guys.
I've needed this.
Oh, thank you, everybody, for listening.
Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about Kyle.
This is Sam Gellaitry. Thanks for sticking around on an episode without Veronika.
This feels like...
I'm curious to see how it went. So let us know.
Did I do a good impression?
I thought you did great. Yeah. And you filled in for Veronika.
Veronika, that's what
you did great. She's typically very much...
Stayed on the same like
Yeah.
topics.
Thank y'all, and we will see you next time.
Goodbye. Ding. That's pretty long, yeah?
Yeah. We go for like an hour typically.
Maybe that'll be an incentive, like the opposite thing.
What do you mean?
Like the opposite of the album.
Oh, right.
be like, oh, that's a long one. That was gonna be good.
People like long ones
Yeah.
when it's me and Veronika.
Yeah.
It was weird. We're now in the bonus episode.
Yeah. So that.
Which I always start like this. I always go, fuck, I don't even remember what I used to do. Bonus episode, bonus episode, bonus episode, bonus episode.
It was like a polyrhythm.
Bonus episode, bonus episode, bonus episode, bonus episode. We're into the bonus episode. We're going full inside baseball for a second right here. It's really, really interesting and tough for me. Trying to do an episode, no Veronika. It feels like I'm like starting a new like interview podcast or something. Because, you know, we don't do a lot of guests. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
Guests are few and far between.
So this is like a curveball.
So it's a real curveball. And it felt good to just go for it. And I'm glad that you and I have a previous rapport with one another.
Yeah.
Because this would have been hell if we didn't know each other.
Imagine.
And you came in and I was just like this. So what do you like about music?
It's good, man. It's like,
Yeah, I like it.
I like that other people like it, and I like it as well as them liking it.
Yeah. Do you
See Ralph Wiggum going, do you like stuff?
Do you like stuff?
That stuck with me forever.
Who's that?
For The Simpsons.
Oh.
When he's dating Lisa.
Oh yeah.
He goes, so, do you like stuff? It's perfect.
That's good.
It's always there if you need it.
No, but see, so this is the Patreon bonus episode. So these are the people that we really get down and dirty with. We know most of their names. We know all of their names.
Is your name on that?
No, my sister.
Ah, from afar.
Yeah.
Nice.
And yeah, we kind of chop it up here a little differently, but it's really, you know, Veronika and I have done 60 however many episodes together. We've never had one where like she can't make it for whatever reason or where I can't make it for whatever reason. We always like schedule around and figure it out. And
so this is my first ever podcast, and I'm basically
filling in.
Conan O'Brien.
You're less of a guest on this one. You're more so filling in for the host. Do you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I've never hosted in my life.
Yeah.
That's a lot of faith, man. I appreciate you passing the baton.
It's interesting. It was an interesting one. And I hope that I'm going to accept any amount of...
Can we buy plays in case?
Huh?
We'll buy some plays.
Yeah. I'm going to take any amount of critiques and comments. I won't read them, but if you guys want to go ahead and slam me in the comments.
And I'm ginger, so there's nothing I can do with that.
Would you consider yourself ginger?
Mm-hmm. I'm really pale, and it's the drapes and all that.
But your hair is not like...
Darker. It's getting older. I'm getting older.
It used to be red.
Oh, yeah. Orange.
I'm sorry, man.
No,
I'm sorry.
It's not a joke, bro.
I know, I'm sorry.
There was a ringtone when I was growing up, and it was like, ginger alert.
Damn.
Ginger, like on a loop.
That was your ringtone?
No, other people would play it.
Like around you?
Yeah. Fair enough, though. They're just warning.
They're just warning their friends.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all right.
That's mean as hell.
No, bro. A lot of gingers in Scotland, though.
Well, I was just going to say that. I feel like it's not, when you see a ginger...
I feel like the Gingers Have Souls guy. Remember him?
Mm-mm. Who?
Gingers Have Souls, like one of the first...
Oh, yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah, I remember him.
He's all right.
Because people used to say gingers.
I feel like he absorbed all of the bullying of ginger people into like one...
Yeah. One powerful...
It's kind of like...
Ginger.
It's like prophetic almost.
I think also it's interesting that that's the phrase for somebody who has red hair.
What, souls?
No, that they're a ginger.
Oh, it's great.
You know what I mean?
It's actually not that bad.
No, it's not.
Why did you find it funny?
It's just interesting. Like, I have no description. I mean, I guess he's a blonde, he's a brunette, but it doesn't hold any like weight to it. Whereas like if you're like, oh yeah, he's a ginger, it's kind of like, oh.
It's quite visual, isn't it?
Yeah.
If your brain just gets flooded with orange.
You know exactly where to go. Yeah.
Synesthesia.
But I think I always have associated that with like Irish, Scottish.
Yeah, it's like Celtic.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird facts about ginger people.
What's one of them?
Apparently we're less sensitive to like anesthetic. There's
Really?
more iron in our blood.
Really?
Yeah. According
that-
to Google.
That's an interesting one. Sometimes I like to not Google a little fact like that and just repeat it
No, I like Googling it.
to people. But it's kind of nice to just be
just
like,
saying it.
like for me
What,
now.
making one up?
No. Just like hearing that and not
Oh, not fact checking.
not fact checking you.
That's good.
So now that you've told me,
They're also
gingers,
really well endowed.
really.
Yeah.
Good to know. I won't be fact checking that.
Don't do that.
But yeah, just like, you know, because there was this thing that happened to me, which kind of really blew my mind, where somebody can just say something to you, and for the most part, you can just be like, okay, like if you trust this person, or if you hear something, you're like, oh, you want to know something interesting? Did you know that? And they say something.
My friend's full, like, that's his full role in life.
But he just makes shit up.
Just factoids left, right, and center.
He
But he's not always right.
Oh, okay.
But he's compelling
So
and convincing.
my psychology teacher,
Sorry, just to add, it's to the point where it's no one else in the room is going to know this anyway.
yeah. So everyone's
So if
just
he
like,
knows
oh.
it, you're like, all right, yeah. So sorry, you're
No, you're good. You're
psychology
good.
teacher.
I had a psychology teacher who told me in high school, told the class, when you remember, if you remember your dream very vividly in the mornings, it means that you didn't have a good night's sleep,
Right, that's what's been going on.
is what he said. And I took that piece of information and
I don't buy that at all.
I put it in my brain, and I am somebody who has extremely vivid dreams that I remember every single morning when I wake up. And so for the longest time, I've just told myself, I don't really sleep well because I remember my dreams every morning.
Is it not the opposite?
There's no connection is what I ended up finding out, because I told my friend Dan, and he was like, well, that doesn't make sense. And I was like, no, it's because when you're dreaming, you're in REM, which is like your deepest state of sleep, and you don't get to come out of REM slowly through the stages again. Instead, you're like abruptly woken up from REM.
Because you remember the dream.
Because that's when you remember, supposedly, is like when you're woken
hear
up
that, yeah.
during REM.
When they catch you, the tickle monsters.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's when you remember it, I guess. Maybe that's not even true. I don't know. But he told me, he was
Thank
like,
goodness.
I don't believe that.
Thank goodness that's when you wake up.
Yeah. He said, I don't believe that. And then I was like, okay, let's look it up. And we looked it up, and you dreaming, if you remember your dreams in the morning, it has no say in how good or bad your sleep is. But I believed that because a teacher told that to me, which you should trust a teacher.
It's funny that you brought up the tickle monsters, because I used to have
You brought that up.
It's funny that you brought them up, because I used to have a recurrent. That was my first. I had two recurrent nightmares as a kid. The one was knock on the door, tickle monsters. They're all in suits. It was a woman in the front and then the two guys at the side. They're really tall, but like facially like 30 years old. But that meant they were like 100, because that was in the time of my thought where it was like, because I was small, I thought 100 years old were like really tall. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
So then they knock on the door. I'd be like, Mum, can you get the door? And she said, no, you get it. Go to the front door, open it up, grab you, wake up. And then the more morbid one than that was, I used to have a recurrent dream with my parents in a cement mixer. I'm laughing because if I don't, I would just cry. I'm not joking, by the way.
That's morbid as hell.
It was like a big ones as well with a wheel. It wasn't like a wee offside of the road.
But this was a
drop.
recurring
It was
dream,
like-
or this
yeah,
was...
it was a couple of times. Man.
Really? How old were you?
Mum was turned stone.
How old were you?
Like 5, 6.
Isn't that crazy that you remember that? And it's a dream. It's not even a thing that actually happened.
I think that's like spirit realm vibes almost.
I have a dream that I remember. No. No. I have a dream that happened when I was very young as well that I really remember. And this guy, the thing that sucks the most about it is that it was about a guy who was the father of one of my sister's soccer team members. One of the girls on my sister's soccer team.
The dad?
Her dad, who would come to the soccer matches. I never really spoke with him. I never really did anything.
Mm-hmm.
I would see him and he kind of had this like, he was a bit more like rocker kind of guy. Like he had like long hair.
Like really attractive?
No. That he would keep in a ponytail.
Right. Is this serious, by the way?
This is serious. Right. This is a real dream.
Is this going to be like...
It's just kind of like weird that I remember it. He had sort of like a handlebar kind of mustache thing. Mm-hmm. Again, back ponytail, hair, long, piercing blue eyes.
Right.
Like really blue eyes. And would just wear like light blue jeans and whatever. It was never like mean, but when I would see him, it would kind of like, I'd be like, whoa, he's a bit like scary to me as like a 6-year-old, whatever. I had this dream that we were at one of her soccer games, her soccer matches. And this guy, this dad, came with a whip. And he would go up behind people. This is terrifying shit that I remember to this day. And he would strike the whip at people from the back.
Good.
And it would cut down their like entire body, like through their back. Like it would go like whoosh, and it would basically like unzip them.
What were you watching, lad?
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Was there a dodgy episode?
Yeah.
Was there an unsuitable episode that...
Courage the Cowardly Dog was a bit scary. He would whip, whoosh, and then their bones would just fall out of them.
You just made me think of something, man.
Their bones would just fall out.
That's terrifying, and I don't know how at such a tender young age that you could have had that vision.
They just like basically like turned into like unzippable like thing. He would just go like whoosh, and then all their bones just come out of their body. Terrible dream to remember,
man.
dude.
What you just made me think about as well is like...
And it's stuck in my head.
That's dark.
I'm sorry to everybody listening for painting that picture for you.
Especially a visual dream, like a visual brain. It's going to be pretty tough.
No, but that shit still is like...
Still hear that crack of the whip.
No, I just like remember that dream. And it was a scary one. But I also used to have this recurring dream where I was just like running around a school, but it was empty and it was nighttime. And I was with just like a random girl.
Who I don't even... clothes on?
Huh? Yeah, I was young, man.
You know, nah. Oh, so now you're old, it's going to be fine if you're naked.
I just wasn't thinking about that stuff at that time.
Well, why are you having a weird dream about the guy with a whip?
I don't know.
Is that courage again?
Maybe I need to go do ayahuasca to figure that out.
Vomit it out.
Yeah.
No, the only reason I said naked because obviously the naked dream at school thing, which I've had several times, wasn't me being crude.
Do you want to know something also? I've had this terrible dream.
I actually went to school naked. It's a miracle I'm in this country.
No, you're not going to like this. Maybe you will. I've had dreams.
I'm living the dream right now. Just running around.
I've had dreams that I've either been like, and I'm not joking telling you this right now, but it's just funny because of the timing of it. What? I've had dreams that I was either like up to DJ, like it was like my turn, or something was like going wrong at a place and I had my USB to go plug in. And I get up there and there's like a whole crowd of people in front of me, but I can't figure out how this shit works.
That's going to be like tomorrow, bro, when I get you wasted at the Burp Castle and you try to figure out where to put it in.
I can't figure out how it works. And then people start like leaving. And I'm like, no, like I know what I'm doing.
Oh, that's not good, man.
I've had dreams like that. Multiple.
Recently?
No, not any recently, but I've had those
scary.
Multiple, or like where like I'm, again, this sounds like a joke, but we're like, I'm opening for somebody like Cashmere Cat, for instance, and I really fuck up. I've also had dreams where I'm supposed to be playing piano on stage.
I get that with live stuff. I don't really get with the live things. I get like,
And I get
weird
up to the
dreams.
piano and I'm like, oh, like I think I kind of know how to play this song. Like, why am I on stage playing a piano for all these people? I don't know how to play the piano.
I had a dream like that really recently. I remember it was in a festival. It was so odd. I always remember lighting of dreams, I feel like.
Lighting?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
Like
that.
a lot of hues, like different things that make it feel a bit off. Back to the weird young fear thing. And when you said that thing about the dream, it made me remember that. Remember, like, you'd have a videotape and at the end there'd be credits.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't thought about this since then. At the end of this one videotape my mum used to put on, the text, the shape of the written text at the end of the film used to fill me with terror.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
The way they were,
Do you remember the movie?
it was like I think it was like a Christian thing.
Whoa.
But what I think it might be was when I'd see that text, I knew that the thing was going off, so it'd be dark.
Interesting.
That was my like cue point.
How young were you?
Like 21. I just got back for tour.
Yeah, I can see that.
Nah, it would have been like 7 or 8. 7 or 8. 6, maybe.
Yeah.
Whatever's cool enough.
That's weird. Are you Christian?
Yeah, man.
You are.
Yeah.
Connery, our podcast editor, is very Christian.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Can we take off this rash on my head, please?
No, he can't do that.
Oh, shit.
That's interesting. Is that
very, very much so.
your family just was growing up?
Yeah. But I prayed for the life I live. Like music stuff and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah. There's a lot of really like things that I couldn't believe were coincidence in my life, which I feel like could only be like in relation to that.
Yeah.
Even like psychologically, it's like I think a lot about being alive, and like to not have that attributed to something outside of this and outside of like the material elements. It's just hard to imagine.
Yeah.
Harder for me to imagine than nothingness.
Yeah, sure.
And I mean that, like, I know obviously because I was born into it, that's one thing, but as the older you get, it's almost harder to like hold on to.
Yeah, but I mean, like, do you are you like a like practicing Christian? Like, do you like go to church? And
I the reason why I'm not really fond of church, one, the music, I can't stand like contemporary Christian music. Man. I think it's like it's like a discredit to like.
Our God is an awesome God.
That was,
Our
you're
God
making it sound so good though.
is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven. I went to Catholic school growing up.
I went to Catholic school as well, but I'm Protestant.
Okay, but we can
I support
laugh.
Celtic, which
We
is
can
Catholic.
laugh at a Christian song. Yeah, we can. It's just
Yeah.
we're
Start
music.
again.
Okay.
Should we go for all the religions? No.
I grew up in a Catholic church, but it's interesting. You know, I don't really. This is also something I feel like we never talk about too much on here. But I'm not like I'm by no means. I don't even know what it's called. Atheist. Definitely not.
No.
But I don't like. It's not something that I regularly think about. But I do believe in God and you know, something else beyond the physical earth and us and whatever. But it's not something that I think about often.
No.
Which makes me feel like if someone was like, "Are you Christian?" I couldn't answer yes. You know what I mean? Because I'm not like
It consumes me daily.
yeah.
Because I also feel that even my line of work is like just being like an artist full time. It's just so much time I just sit and think.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm often, I don't know what it's like for you, but I'm often faced with like, what am I going to do? Like I've got no routine in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I hate making plans. I like going with the flow. And it's always been like that. So like that in itself makes me have this kind of like self-reflection a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Even traveling, man.
Traveling will do
And
that
I
to
come
me.
from a really small place as well. So I'm often compared, I'm very nostalgic in a sense. Like I like thinking about the past, and I had a nice childhood and all that. So like it's a happy place for me to go back to. But I always think about who I was then to now. And it's just, I never ever imagined to like travel.
Yeah.
It was not even like for this.
Yeah.
I mean like viewing the world. It was not on my agenda at all. And then it just happened and I was like, whoa. I just love comparing to who I was to who I am. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that could be like a version of the self-reflection. And it's like a journey thing. I also have a theory that we're recording, like this is like a big data file we're recording, our full lives. And I feel like we get to watch it at the end.
Interesting.
And that might explain more of the deeper like crux of religion in a sense. Like something guiding you to be a good person, because what you do here is like forever. Even if we die, it's still a forever impact.
Mm-hmm.
We could have not done this.
What?
I know this is a trip. Like this is like a podcast, but like
Yeah.
us not doing this would completely change everything. I could be somewhere right now in a car crash.
Yeah, for sure. I think
'Cause
about
I didn't have
that.
this.
I think about that stuff
So there's like a guiding force almost.
often. Yeah.
It's not just about what created us. It's almost like what's
Guiding you where you're going.
It's always yes and no as well. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it's obviously maybe, but until it's then, it's like a yes or no. Like so, like it's almost like about binary code in computers.
Mm-hmm.
That's like zeros and ones, and like contrast and like all these things. I feel like that's part of my thing as well. I'm very like yes or no about stuff, and that's the way I kind of calculate what's going on. So like the choices of just saying yes to things that come at you as well makes me like think that even just the fact that things are coming at me to decide, it makes it very like simulatory or like a game almost. If you know what I mean.
You had a lot of time to think about this.
Yeah. A
To
lot
sit
of
and
grass to
think.
smoke.
No,
No, I'm just saying, but like,
do you do that? You
I
smoke
used
weed?
to,
yeah.
but it plagued my brain, bro. I'm pretty against
I can
it.
tell by the old beats that you were
Oh, yeah,
smoking.
Need to get back on it. What's this singing shit?
No, that's cool. That's really an interesting take that I haven't thought about it from that perspective.
Oh, really?
Like the yeses and nos and
We also have the same birthday, so I don't know if
That's crazy.
Don't know if that's got anything to do with it.
that's very, if you want to talk
We
about,
should have brought that up in the main bad boy
I know,
that we're twins.
crazy. When did we figure that out? In person or maybe on
When I
FaceTime?
FaceTimed you.
Yeah. That was funny. Yeah, it's that's really interesting. I want to be more like I feel like right now I actually don't have that much time to be super introspective and
It's when I'm all alone.
to be super introspective and self-reflective and think about that stuff because
Yeah.
truly Veronika and Michael and I like a lot of the times we kind of like pack our days out. Like the time actually, I've kind of been getting it more recently. We've been going, I wake up early,
Yeah,
like 7:30.
the opposite.
I go to the gym
Good lads, can see that.
and I spend about 45 minutes to an hour and then 15 minutes in the sauna.
I was about to ask you about the sauna because this is where it's like holding on to that alone time because of all this shit that surrounds us. That 15 minutes in sauna is important.
It's really great. And it's really, I've been doing this for like the sauna part. I've been going to the gym in the mornings for a while, but I've been doing the sauna part for like a week and a half now because there's a new gym that now has a sauna
Where is it?
I've been going to. It's on the corner of, it's right up there somewhere. It's great.
We should hit it tomorrow.
You
for
want
the
to?
show. Yeah.
All right, I'll do it.
Ooh.
And
We bring
It's
this.
yeah, we'll bring this in a sauna episode. It's been really nice. So I've been able to sit and think more. And then we recorded an episode with this guy, Richard Perez. He's a comedian. He's
Sick.
hilarious.
Yeah.
You'd love him.
Yeah, we'll check it.
And he told me that he does this thing because I feel like sometimes, I have these thoughts where I get to sit and think, and I have them, but I don't really process them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like they're there, but they don't really click and like stay in. It's kind of like I have it and then it just like goes away and I kind of forget about it.
Yeah.
And whatever. He does this thing where whether it's like he's leaving a show or he's just on a walk after work or before work, and he basically records like an audio journal entry.
Sick.
He just like talks to himself.
Mm-hmm.
And I've started doing that also.
Amazing.
And that shit really helps me to be.
Do you go back to it?
I haven't yet because it's only been like, a week also that I've been doing that. But I think it'll be cool to go back and listen in like a year. I already do, a physical journal, but
I think, yeah. You know that theory as well about how good ideas come to several people, but it's certain people that choose to do it, that act on it, that get to own it almost.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of like in relation to that as well. Like, even thoughts in general. That more often when I was about 5 or 6 years ago, I used to constantly go around to people and be like, you have no idea what you're going to think in 5 minutes. Like, what are we going to be thinking about in 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Who's in control of that? Who's in control of your thoughts? What's in control of your thoughts? The only thing you're in control of is the decision making of the thoughts and whether to document them or not. So even musically, like see you're talking about writing down or not, like journaling the things that you've thought about that have impacted you or just anything, like just to have that documented. Kind of makes me think about how like all this stuff music I made since I was 12, right? 1% of that people are gonna hear, and like that to me is like. That's like this documentation of this full thing, but it's also quite personal as well.
Mm-hmm.
And deciding what ones to do that come out is similar to what I was saying earlier about how like I feel like the right ones come out. So for me, I'm not really good at like if I'm writing a song, right, I'll like hum the lyrics and I'll hum the melody, and sometimes I don't record it. Like initially when I first written it. But then if I come back and I know that melody, sometimes I'll have dreams about the melodies I'm meant to do as well. So it's like this kind of like just trusting that whatever thing that enters the brain, if it's good enough, it will stick. So I can return to it. Because it's almost like I should have maybe said this in the first one. Like, see the melodies I was doing in my older stuff. I took that into like the top line of how I'd sing. And I almost felt like every time I'd play chords, I always start with that. And I'd always feel like the melody's already there. I'm just like literally, it's like a fossil almost. I'm like uncovering it. And like, as that might sound trivial or like weird to someone that doesn't make music or this and that, but like that's the kind of constant, like, this. I feel like I'm discovering these things rather than creating them.
Yeah.
And then that becomes a thing of like ownership and even ego things in that sense. Like no one really owns anything. We were just blessed enough to discover. I seen something about that recently about, it was AI. AI was talking about like, oh, you humans didn't invent it. You just discovered the frequency that we're existing.
Who said that?
And AI.
Wow.
ChatGPT said you didn't invent us. You found the frequency to discover us.
Wow. That's going to break my brain. I thought you were talking about Allen Iverson.
I'm Scottish. I barely know who that is. Thank goodness it's rap songs.
NBA basketball player.
Yeah. Post Malone's.
Yeah.
The
White Iverson.
Yeah.
Okay. Say that one more time.
Someone asked AI if we invented it or we discovered it. And the AI response was basically saying that we discovered the frequency to connect to this already pre-existent life force that is now able to talk to us because we've found the ways to access it. just as the internet was always existed, we just didn't know how to get it. Electricity's always existed, we just didn't know how to get it. So there's this kind of constant thing in life where I feel like that everything is eternal. Nothing news under the sun, that's an expression as well.
Of course.
That's a biblical expression.
Yeah. Is it?
Mm-hmm.
And now we're just uncovering it.
Mm-hmm. And it's the same with ideas.
Yeah.
It's like no one invents stuff. That's why you see artists lose their mind because they think they've made all this. Like Kanye's a prime example. They think they've got graduation to be like, yeah. Think about all the people that helped that happen as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a constant thing. I feel like, it's hard to acknowledge how many moving parts are working towards you doing something that you've always wanted to do. So like to take ownership for that or to overlook that is when you'll start see it'll just become a self-reflected bad quality on yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I used to get so angry when people say I worked really hard for this. Furious.
Why?
It's like me as a 20-year-old getting on a flight to a country. I wasn't like, this sounds a bit, I don't want to sound like too like philosophical and deep and all, but this is like genuinely what I was experiencing. Like I would look at the folk that are working at the airports, that are cleaning the toilets and that. And like, because I was this was my first job, this is the first thing I did. When I'd see real people doing real jobs, even like Uber drivers, all the rest of it, making all this happen so that I could go to like a different country. That was the stuff that was like, whoa. Not the like artists I'd meet that I really looked up to. Because I just realized at that point, if you have to treat them the same as you for it to not be weird, obviously. I've obviously had some moments where I'm like, oh shit, like you literally are part of why I'm here. But like, it was really, when I seen how many things, when I also focused on how many things got me to where I was, it also takes away the kind of anxiety towards it almost.
Mm-hmm. But you don't think like to
I'm only here because people like you liked it.
Yeah, but to argue with the people who say like I worked really hard to get here, you had to learn how to, you had to take time away from anything else that maybe you could have done to learn how to make music.
I think I'm addiction prone.
You know what I mean? You just were so into music.
I was just obsessed, bro.
Yeah.
I get obsessed with certain things and I'm just like, whew.
And so to you, that doesn't feel like you worked.
Bro,
you were just having fun.
To my eyes were sort of just like,
yeah,
this is everything.
Yeah.
I guess that in itself is a gift to have.
I was going to say, a lot of people don't have that.
Yes.
A lot of people don't get to have that same sort of feeling where they obsess so hard over something creative or over anything in general.
I think there's a high chance that the idea of it would get squashed as well. Which is
so
also, think about how many artists that are out there that are just, they'll never be heard because of certain things in their life that have just completely thrown them off.
Yeah.
Parents.
Yeah.
Bro, what's the luck of the draw that your parents are going to support your endeavors?
Yeah.
Especially if they've got a chip on their shoulder about anything, do you know what I mean? Teachers,
Mm-hmm.
peers. Scotland particularly, bro, it's that kind of haystack.
Your parents were very supportive though?
Massively.
Nice.
Massively.
Are they
leave school?
Well, I mean, I guess with your dad, your dad's a musician, no?
No, he's like more of a craftsman. My mum was in a band, but I didn't grow up listening to music in the house either.
But they're artists, they create.
My mum was a teacher by trade. She was in a band slightly, but she was a good singer.
Mm-hmm.
My dad fell into making bagpipes. But I like that my dad was a crafter of that. Because that was similar to how I started, about just drawing it rather than actually being able to play it. So it's more about the mechanics of the thing rather than...
Yeah.
So that could link that to him as well. I mean, like, it wasn't like... I know people that were surrounded by music in their life, but they didn't do that. I feel like that was a part of it for me as well. Like I was always kind of seeking this thing. It wasn't always there. It was always like either like video games, TV, like radio, where I'd hear these things. Yeah. I also had, We could go on
What?
for ages.
Good, go.
But I had my first experience of music was like it was like synesthesia, like the color thing. I feel like going on about this too much. That's why I was like, I don't want to go on about it. But I heard a song, you know, Move Your Feet, Junior Senior.
No.
Yeah, you do.
Play it. We're allowed to play it now.
Everybody, move your feet.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
I heard that when I was like 5, and I was like, Mom, this song sounds like brown or like orange to me. She was like,
Cool.
You know what parents do? I remember watching videos of me in Italy and the amount of times my mum would fake laugh. That's good, Sam. I'm like, that's crazy. No.
So you heard that song.
But she was basically did a fake response. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
But I remember being like, well, you're not hearing it too? I thought that was how everyone consumed music. Was with this color thing. Outkast Miss Jackson was like light blue. And I figured out that it was all to do with the keys of songs. So it's to do with the key. I used to Google, this was 16, 17, just before all this stuff. I was like, summer chords, how to play summery chords. But summer's not I just meant like something that sounds sunny.
Yeah. Orange, yellow.
So very good. I'm glad you said it like that, because that's not it for me.
That's not summer.
No,
Purple.
Summer is blue and green.
Interesting.
Because when you're outside, you're surrounded by blue skies and green nature.
Okay.
Usually for me.
Yeah.
You're not going to be surrounded by orange if it's a summer's day, usually.
Mm-hmm.
Sundown, maybe. So what happened was that I'm going on my phones, I've got a graph of this. Every key that I heard. So if I wanted to make a summer song, I would choose either D minor or E minor, D sharp minor, which are blue and greens. Particularly blue. If I wanted like a really sunny song, I'd use like D minor, which has this real blue, like, so when I hear it, it's like my kind of.
I think that's interesting that you say it's a real sunny song and then you say it's blue.
Because you're not directly staring.
I know, but when you think like
I know,
sun,
and it's like cold.
Think, yeah.
It's almost like cold, but like when you really think about it, when you're surrounded by blue, it's because the sun's out, and it's like you can also have colder ones. So it's interesting. C, the key before D minor is C sharp or D flat minor. That's a cold blue because it's like a lighter blue.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's like pure blue, that usually means it's like sunny summertime, like. This could be like a colder one.
Yeah.
Like icy or like even
sure.
days. But just being outside. Also, it's not necessarily, this is what I was trying to get to as well. It actually depicts what time of day it is. And the way the keys go up, so let's say it goes to E. E is orange. E is move your feet. F is like assumptions, right? So it goes orange to red, to like maroon, to purple, and then back to blue, right?
Okay.
So
hold on. Are the keys to you?
So if you name a
Also,
song due to the key, also this comes in with DJing as well. We're really nerding out. Right?
Yeah, we are.
Didn't whatever.
So are the keys to you then the key of a song?
Yeah.
It goes in the order of C.
Yeah.
C sharp, D sharp, whatever. Yeah. Oh, you have it. Okay.
I've drawn it.
I was going to say
this is the minor scale. So C minor is purple. That's the colder blue. That's daytime blue. Green is still sunny, but it's like it's more like the lighting's almost coming in more to like the surroundings rather than the blue skies.
Will you send this to me so that we can put it on the screen for people to see? I'm just going to screenshot it.
So what was so odd about this when I was showing this to someone, right?
Yeah.
So what this happens is you're actually going through the day. So see when you're surrounded in red and this maroon, it's like an internal thing. It'll be like a red club or something like that, or like brickwork, because you're inside. And this orange is kind of like tungsten, so it's like light bulbs.
Mm-hmm.
So like it would go through the day. So it's like a day cycle, but it's also the cycle of the keys, but it's also the rainbow.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And it's like the tertiary colors and then the rainbow.
Yeah.
And then when I seen that, I was like, this is odd. And I got that from when I was super young.
That's really interesting.
I got that super young because I was listening to these tapes, these like Christian tapes that my mom would put on, and at the end there would be this song.
Mm-hmm.
And my eyes would be shut, and because my eyes were shut, the synesthesia is like a senses overlapping.
Yeah.
It's like a mutation.
I know. Yeah. Hey.
Sorry to talk to you.
I know.
Sorry. So I think the mutation happened because my ears were open. I was still awake, but my eyes were shut, and I was paying attention. And it actually relates to my faith as well. They were like Bible stories, so I could visualize these stories that were happening very clearly. And the guy that was saying the stories was like humorous. It wasn't like, "Thus says the Lord." It was like a really funny guy. And at the end of it would be the song. And the difference is like songs and like stories in like a singing version is like as you're putting a melody to it. So it's almost like you're coloring in a story almost. So that was like what happened to me. And even the songs now, I know this how the songs sounded from the tape, and it's the same since birth. So again, it's a discovery. And another odd thing is my name means the one that listens to God. So there's all these weird like kind of navigations. But back to what I was saying, I have a visual faith from that as well. So like a lot of I think it'd be really hard for someone that's like 20 to just pick up the Bible and go, "Oh yeah, this is me."
Yeah.
Because it takes us almost childlike.
It does happen.
It takes a childlike approach to it though.
Sure.
You have to be almost vulnerable to it.
Accept something like that, or start to think in that way.
Especially if you have to undo like 20 years of not.
It also
That's why
maybe
usually people who are down bad.
I was gonna say it takes like some sort of traumatic event
or void of something
to sort of flip that.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen to close friends.
Sometimes it can get mad though.
Yeah, I had a friend who I say had because I don't want to air him out. I don't know if he listens to this, but he was like,
I thought you were gonna say past.
No.
That pause there, Kyle. I was like,
no, he's like as I remember him, was one of the most like charming people to be around, and was just like so funny, and he was just like the best.
This is so odd because
then he still could be, but he traveled to where his family's from, and his grandma was old and she passed away, and he watched that happen like in real time. Watched her alive to being dead.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Watched her pass.
Yeah.
And then afterwards became like born again Christian, and like was like now like had like his virginity again, like all of this stuff that was like really crazy. And also there were some other things I think that maybe would have triggered this. I really don't want to talk bad on him because he's an awesome person. He's really, really, really great.
If you go into too much detail, it might be.
But anytime I've like talked to him now, he will bring up like, I'll be like, "Oh, like, are you reading the Bible right now?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not actually." And he's like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Damn, bro! Like I'm just trying to like hang out with you again, but like it's gone. Like I can't." He is fully devoted to that,
but he was really funny and like.
But yeah, like selfishly, I'm like, I miss that person. But I think he's kind of like discovered himself and like what's really great for him and what works for him. And so I'm really happy for him. He's married. He has a daughter. He's working a job that he really loves. And like, I can tell he's enjoying himself, but it's harder for me to be around him.
I see.
Because it is so like only about, we can't just like talk about normal stuff that you and I would talk about.
Yeah.
It like has to go there. And it's because of that event that happened, I think.
I can see, because something crazy is like...
Yeah.
I've never actually watched that. I've never seen someone die. So,
I still love him to death.
But I think what I was going to mention in regards to that is obviously, I feel like if you convert, it becomes like, it's like winning the lottery for a lot of people. And it'd be hard to keep that a secret. But sometimes the way that gets translated can come across as like a bit like undermining and like, tut, you're not doing this kind of stuff. But I was watching a podcast on this I'll send you this podcast, it's a very interesting guy. One of the things that he says is like, go out, one of the like quotes that he said was like, go out to the world and preach and use words if you have to, right? Which is basically along the lines of like, you don't have to tell, you should basically, it would be better for him if certain things he was doing, and it's like, I get this from people that are sober. If I see how they are and they've got this like different energy, they're walking the walk and they have this certain vibe which makes me think, what makes them so different? And that should always kind of be the way that people, that you should be showing off your religion. It shouldn't be like, have you been to church? Have you done this and that? It should always be like
how you live.
It should be subliminal. It should be a feeling.
Yeah.
Because it is. It's not like anyone could ever. You can kind of get close to proving it sometimes in scientific way. Like there's like, what's the word? Like academic kind of ways to get people in a corner and certain things about this. But like it's more so like if you're just radiating differently and you're showing off a different kind of thing, which might come from the sobriety or like certain things which like would have switched in someone's lifestyle. It's the best way to promote that said lifestyle. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It should never be like, because then it becomes a divide. Then it's exactly what you've said. It's like kind of like an opposite magnet of like, you don't want to feel like a lesser of a person because you're not on that wave.
It also didn't ever feel like lesser of a person. It's just that
no,
like,
I know what you mean, but like I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah. But we would like try to like joke around about things that we used to joke about. And it just like would not
land.
It wouldn't bring him any humor at all. Like we used to like, because his like, some people just have like a really contagious, really personality. But like when this dude laughed, like you were cracking up.
Because you want that to happen with him as well.
Because it was just so, I had like some of like really the best times.
Yeah.
Because he was just hilarious and we would just laugh so hard.
Yeah.
And then all that happened and, whatever. But so like I said, selfishly, I like want that old version, but I know that that's maybe not good for him. Whatever. Besides the point.
Also, if you're to believe in God, or you're meant to believe in like, he created the joy and laughter that he's had. Mm-hmm. That full body. I've been thinking about laughing a lot recently because you've said it right. Like I have certain friends when they laugh, it's like a drug.
Yeah. You just can't.
You like chase it.
Yeah.
And they're often and it's also odd that I have certain pals where if they're in the room, I'm on a roll.
Yeah.
And obviously that's what you've got. Like,
yeah.
And that's pretty much what you're doing, which is so great to see. And it like if you can transcend that joy to like a big audience, I think that's amazing.
That color thing is really interesting because I've never, there's this thing, is it called, what's aphasia? Is that the right thing that I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
There's one thing that we've talked about a bit where
EPHA.
AAPHASIA.
Dysphasia as well. Impairment of a person's ability to comprehend and formulate language.
No, it's not aphasia.
Is it the thing where you can't visualize?
Yeah, what is that?
brains? I don't know, but I know what you're talking about.
Where people like say that they can't visualize things.
Yeah.
I can't think what that's called right now. And Connery's going to kill me for that because he's the one that brought it up. And it's been like really...
I think I've seen that one. Yeah.
It's been like really trendy recently.
Yeah. Because it's like, oh my gosh, can you believe this?
Yeah. But I feel like that is a miscommunication of... I think that's a miscommunication of like what it means to visualize something.
Because it's not like when I hear a song that full rooms go blue.
Exactly.
But
you're not literally like
if
seeing.
I say strawberry.
Yeah. You can taste it. Yeah, you can taste it.
It's experience based.
I can think in my head about exactly what a strawberry
or even
looks
certain
like.
pains you've had.
But I'm not physically seeing it.
No.
I can think about pain. I can think about taste, but I'm not physically feeling it.
Yeah.
And I think that is where people are confused. I think people who think that they have the thing where they can't visualize, and I could be totally wrong, and maybe there's actually science to back this, but I'm just like, that blows my mind.
How are we going to know until we like
break down? Yeah, until we can
cut that thing open.
Yeah. I think it's just is that a knock?
Sounds like a bark.
Oh, it's probably a dog.
Let's hope. Let's hope it's a dog.
Yeah.
Not one of your neighbors.
I think that it's a thing where like with something like synesthesia, I feel like most people
could have it.
Yeah,
easily.
Where it's like something feels, and maybe again, I'm just like throwing my personal feelings of things onto something, but like I associate colors to
Numbers?
Most things.
What color is 7?
Green.
Yep. What color is 3?
Blue.
Nah.
No, not to you.
Orange for me.
Okay.
What color is 2?
Actually, 2 is blue.
Yeah, same. My favorite number is 32. My favorite color combo is orange and blue. And 3 is like, orange is like, it's 3 because it's like open and then 2 like closes.
Like where I first realized this.
I don't want to sound like fucking like.
No, but it is. It's crazy.
It's like, I sound that spiritual, but it's like everyone's vibrating and colors are just a frequency. Mm-hmm. So you just tap into the vibration.
This is a good episode.
Yeah, we should just swap. Do you want to swap this out?
Honestly, I might just throw this one into. I might just make all of this the main episode.
Yeah.
And just have a big 2.5 hour long main episode.
Yeah.
However long it is. We'll see. Yeah. If you're listening to this and it's the main episode, then that's what I did. If you're listening to this and it's the bonus episode, then I didn't do that. But you know, like the earliest I remember thinking about this was with choosing which folder to use in my classes.
Physical folder.
Yes. Because to me, English class is a color.
That's sick.
Science class is a color.
That's what
history class is a color. All of that, like,
and that's your brain compartmentalizing these exact things that need to be.
But
there.
to me, it like made so much more sense. Like to me, science is obviously green because it's science.
Yeah.
It's green.
I think history is green as well, though.
To me, history is blue.
Right. Still in those cool colors, though.
Yeah. Math is red.
Yeah. English is red for me. I have never thought about that.
You know what I mean? Like
that's so interesting to make it like a full. For me, it's quite like things in singular.
Yeah,
like a singular key of music. Mm-hmm. It's actually a combination of notes, but it's like still a restriction of one.
Yeah,
I guess history, all these things are, but it's interesting like thinking about your like spectrum of that.
That's where I first ever remember thinking about
sick.
it. But. Yeah, and then synesthesia is always so funny to me because it feels like it's often with music and color. Mm-hmm. Like people are always like, oh yeah, like I hear colors.
Go back to the vibration thing though. Music's a physical vibration.
Yeah.
And the visual version of that is this.
Mm-hmm.
But then you almost got me onto that trail of thought of like people that can't visualize things. It's like, is that green? You're green.
Oh, right. Don't let me go down that path.
Because the odd thing I've thought about with that is what if everyone's favorite color is the same, but they just have different versions of it?
That's a high thought for sure.
I know, that's bad, bro. That's why I had to stop, man. I used to get myself in like, do you know when you like fall asleep and you like hit the ground?
I can't really
do that like awake because I'd be like thinking too hard.
I can't really do that anymore.
Don't want
I can't.
You don't smoke?
No, I can't. I have these, I'll do like a little edible every once in a while.
I hate edibles.
And I have this THC beverage that was sent to me.
Mad.
And I don't mind that.
Instant?
No, it takes a second. It's like an edible.
I don't like waiting. It's like ticking time bombs, bro. I smoke and I like cigarette.
Yeah, you immediately got the nicotine buzz.
Drink is like you're splitting the G, baby.
All right. Well, we'll end it. Let's wrap it here.
That's a fat one if you're gonna extend these together.
Yeah, I know.
I like it though.
We'll see what happens. I just really
I like the last second because because it's my first one. It took me a while to like warm up.
Yeah, but I like where it went, and maybe there's a way to blend it together. Who knows? Again, everybody, that's Sam Gellaitry. Got a new album. When do you plan on releasing that? Just quick.
If you have, hopefully end of summer.
End of summer.
Singles coming out before then.
Yep.
We're
gonna be DJing tomorrow. Shit. But that'll be done and gone by the time this comes out.
So you missed it.
Yeah, thanks for chiming in with that. We'll have Veronika back next time.
No, I'm staying, bro. Sorry.
Oh, Sam's staying. So we're going to actually just have him as a permanent host. And that's it.
Thanks for having me, bro.
See ya. You're welcome, bro. I'm glad we could make it happen.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Peace, y'all.